Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question to the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And a good morning. It is time for Coffee Ann on ON Radio. We're halfway through the month of September.
Already.
Friday, September 15th. Thanks for
The
joining us.
Ides of September.
My name's Joe Callahan. Thanks for joining us. Dave Richards is right over there.
I
Good
am?
morning to you there, Dave.
Oh, hi there.
And our first segment sponsor of the Coffee Ann program is the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce.
It certainly is, Joe.
What's up with the Chamber?
Well, we have the list of things that are going on at the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce to read to you today because it's in my inbox because I'm a member, a very proud member, and we get all this right here. Emerging leaders. No, I'm not. You know, I'm a radio announcer. I should be able to pronounce that better. Emerging Leaders Leadership Lessons Breakfast coming up on September the 28th, which is 2 weeks from yesterday. And it's from 8:45 in the morning till 10 in the morning. So it's at Brown University in Smithfield. And this is the story of a young man who grew up in India, moved to the United States without money, without connections, without friends, and later worked his way up to become CEO of a company with more than $20 billion in assets and over 600 employees. As Yakov Smirnoff would have said, what a country. So, and you'll hear that story and be inspired, that's for sure. Networking pop-ups coming up on October the 4th at 5 o'clock. So when nominations end for Best of the Blackstone Valley, immediately at that same moment, this networking pop-up begins at Bank Newport. That's the new Lincoln branch where the Wendy's used to be.
That's right. I knew there used to be something there. It came up yesterday.
The Bolden Business Breakfast for the Woonsocket, the Women's Business Council is coming up on October 19th. On October 25th, the Bourbon Bites and Cigars. Now that sounds fascinating. That's at the Kirkbrae Country Club, a spirited evening of tastings, curated craft and spirits
smokes.
and cigars. And there you go. Pretty interesting, huh? The Bolden Business Breakfast, by the way, is at Bryant, I should have mentioned. Well, all those things are interesting things that are coming up. But the most important thing that you should think about is that when it comes to running your business, and so many people are, I'm constantly bumping into people who are starting their own businesses. And we just had 5,000 people that we've lost at the CVS headquarters. More layoffs all over the place. We know what happens when people get laid off. They many times go into business for themselves. Mm-hmm. And even if it's just a little side hustle. Membership in the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, they have all these different categories, and a little tiny business does not pay what the big businesses pay. So give a call. It's 334-1000. I'll say that again, 334-1000 at 9 o'clock this morning when they start answering the phone for the day. They're 9-to-5ers over there. And find out how the Chamber can help you in what you're doing. Because believe me, if only to know what's going on in the legislature during the legislature session, you really want a Chamber membership. Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce brings you conversation for the first segment of Friday Coffee Ann for many, many, many years. Joe?
All right, there. Thank you very much there, Dave. And joining us at the Coffee Ann table, we'll say good morning to Melissa Murray. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Nice
Melissa.
to have you here with us. And we'll be having other guests coming in today, in and out. You'll see it's going to be a packed
little more
day
to the left.
today.
I was trying.
Now, before we get into other stuff, I want to bring this up before we run out of time. And
Melissa was there last night.
We're going to get to that in just a minute. But first, today's week
She
two.
made the funniest speech up there.
We're going to get to that in a minute. Today's week 2 of high school football season. And we got a unique situation today here at ON Radio. We've done a lot of doubleheader of sports games in the past, but this time we're going to do a doubleheader from 2 different locations. So should prove interesting. So the first game is at 3:45 this afternoon. Takes place at Barry Field. South Kingstown makes the trek up here to Woonsocket. Now both teams are coming off victories last week, so should be a very good game. Look for South Kingston to run the ball a lot, as they didn't complete a pass in their entire win last week, and they only attempted one throw, and obviously it was incomplete. Woonsocket, on the other hand, did it on the ground as well, on the ground and in the air for their 19-7 win over Classical.
More of a balanced attack, you think?
I would say so. So that first game's at 3:45. At 7 o'clock, the nightcap is Lincoln heading over to the North Smithfield to take on the North Smithfield Mount St. Charles Co-op team. Let's see. Lincoln won their first game against Johnston. North Smithfield, Mount St. Charles lost their first game. So, should prove pretty interesting. Now, the cool thing about this is we don't have to worry about one game going long before the next game starts and like that because the same set of officials are doing both games. So, game number 2 ain't starting until game number 1 ends, and those guys drive over there. So, that's good news.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about, oh no, the other game's starting. What do we do? Kind of thing. So we're all set. So please join Kevin Callahan and Brendan McGare, the call sports writer, as they'll be giving you the call of the 2 games today. South Kingstown at Woonsocket, and then it's Lincoln at North Smithfield,
Because
Mount St. Charles.
2 games are better than
Better
one.
than one. All right. Last night
Because we don't
the-
have a football game on tomorrow.
That's right.
So we're doing
Worked-
tomorrow's game
worked
today.
out well. Last night was the AutoFest kickoff party at Savini's,
Ooh, it was
and
fun.
Melissa was there. Dave was there. I could not make it, unfortunately.
Yeah, you had to
But,
work at the ballpark,
What,
didn't
what
you?
was your funny speech?
I gave
Melissa?
your
Condolences to everybody?
No, I gave your apologies
Oh, well,
to
thanks.
Judy last night.
All right, but I want to hear about Melissa's speech.
Oh, okay.
I think Dave was
She
referring
went up
to
there, and it was
Well, let her
just.
talk, Dave. Come on
We
now.
thought, okay, great. All the politicians going to talk now. So
Oh,
you
I know.
people are saying,
Politicians
"Where's the
talk so
bathroom?" and
long.
stuff like that.
Yes.
But she goes up, and the first thing you hear is the short jokes. I said, "Oh, come on."
You did short jokes, or someone else?
I said
Well,
that
she
Woonsocket
wasn't-
was so lucky
I
that he
couldn't
has the
see her.
tallest senator and the smallest
Right.
senator.
Oh, all
'Cause
right.
I was up
Behind
there
the
with
podium.
I know, and I had
Like
my
really
flats
behind the
on, like-
podium.
right, I know. And I keep telling my colleagues, my very tall colleagues, like, think about who is representing Woonsocket. You have Roger Pickard, he's very tall.
He's over
Ooh,
6
very
feet tall.
tall.
Yeah.
Steve Casey's very tall.
Yeah.
Bob Phillips is very tall. John Brand is very tall, and I'm not.
Right.
So when we all stand together, I know I always joke that
You
you know
turned to,
I need
you
a
turned to Roger
soapbox.
Pickard and talked to his knee.
Yeah.
pretty much.
But that puts you in front of the picture all the time.
Right, I know.
short people in the front.
I know. Oh, everybody, short people go to the front. I always have to be in the front.
So she starts off with the short jokes, but then it gets better.
Okay, how's it get better, Melissa?
well, that wasn't really me. That was more Roger.
No.
Telling short jokes?
Well, no, I read that we had a very nice
Yeah.
Senate resolution.
Okay.
You know, and I said to Bob, I'm sure you know, you've never seen one of these before. It's just, it was a little weird to see, to like give a Senate citation, not resolution, a citation to another elected official who routinely
that's
just
right.
always is giving citations alongside you. Right. So then I read the citation, which was very nice. And,
But this time it had his name.
but
in
this time it
bold.
had, yeah, right,
Yeah.
had his name in it. So it was very sweet, and you know, I had some nice, you know, words and a very well deserved honor. You know, I thought when you think of Autumn Fest, you think of like togetherness and you know, working with the community, working with the businesses and the nonprofits, and just making this city a better place. And that's, you know, those are the things that really embody, you know, the grand marshals and which they do. So then after I was done my speech, Roger Pickard thought that, you know, said, well, you know, we thought you needed a vacation.
Oh, he started talking about how long you know Bob. and-
Oh, yeah, right, yeah. And he said, oh, you know what, that you both need a vacation. And we gave them a little Newport cruise.
Oh, yeah?
You're right.
A sunset cruise.
A sunset cruise, which
Yeah.
is always
Nice.
nice. I've been on those; they're wonderful. But then, and I did not have anything to do with that. He took out these like 2 pool. No, they were
The foam noodles.
pool noodles and
Flotation
gave,
noodles from the pool.
and gave them to gave one to Bob and one to Nancy.
Right.
In case they
Yeah.
fall
Very
off the
colorful
boat.
too.
And they were very, very colorful. And yeah, in case they, fall off the boat. But he said he wanted to get life jackets, but he couldn't find any.
In purple. They only
Right.
come in orange.
But he couldn't find any because they must have been all sold out because the state flooded this week. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was, but it was very sweet. And then every politician has to talk.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But now this was your idea of the gift, wasn't it?
That was Roger's idea.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was yours. The way that it's set up, I thought this was something that you had done.
No, it was Roger's. I told them I had nothing to do with those pool noodles. I literally
Well,
didn't.
no,
I
no,
really
no.
didn't.
No, not the pool noodles.
Right,
I
right.
get that.
Yeah.
No, but no, the cruise and everything. Wasn't that your idea?
That was Roger's idea also.
Really?
I'll give credit where credit's
I
due.
apologize,
Yeah, no,
Roger.
no.
It came across like you were the little imp behind there.
No,
doing all that.
no. I
And
just
said,
made
no,
the short
she
jokes.
trumped everybody. Speaker of the House came up and talked. Yada, 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 yada. The one we remember is her up there.
That was Roger.
All
Oh,
right,
well,
okay.
congratulations, Roger.
Yeah, he's great.
Now, did Bob Phillips give a citation to himself from the House of Representatives?
Oh,
No,
my.
no.
Now, that
but
would have been
you know what? There
funny.
were a lot of House members there. It was
I-
really
he
He
told me
great.
it was
he told me
flooded.
he
Yeah, I was like-
invited a lot of his colleagues.
They almost had a quorum.
Yeah.
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 It was nice, yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, well, thank you all for coming up to Woonsocket, and
And they found it.
yeah,
Huh?
Mr. Leader was there, Leader Blajiski, and Rep Handy and Rep Corvasi, and
Now, is this your first chance to meet all these, like the Speaker of the House? Because
oh
you're
no,
on the Senate
no,
side.
I know, and we, we're very
Legislative
se-
sessions and stuff like that.
very
Okay.
separate. We
Yeah.
don't go on there. We don't go on their
On the
side. They
other
don't come on our
side.
side. No, I mean it's just so weird the way that the bicameral legislature works, where like we just stay on our own sides. But no, I
But
knew
there's social
everybody there.
functions.
Yeah,
Like the chamber and broadcast
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff. They
yeah.
have legislative open houses, and everybody comes, and you get a chance to meet people.
yeah. I mean
When
there's a lot of them, so it is hard to keep track.
She introduced me to Rep Handy yesterday
Yeah,
because they were
and-
both
yeah,
talking.
We've worked together on legislation, and he's very great
Well,
guy.
I'll be a
and-
son of a gun,
yeah.
that Roger Pickard. I had him pegged as the quiet type, and I had you
He's funny
as the
though.
Well, he's
mischievous.
behind the
No, I know.
scenes.
I had
Kevin.
you down for the mischievous one. I'll be a son of a gun. Well, I'm glad you put me straight.
Well, he does have a sense of humor now.
Well, he certainly does.
He does. If you talk to him in private, he does have a wicked
Yeah.
sense of humor. All right. So glad it was a good time. And of course, it's
lovely.
not a surprise, but did Nancy and Bob show up like the usual 10 minutes late so you can get the big applause?
Yes.
Well, they're supposed to, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good. I'm glad that went well. So it's officially Autumn Fest season now that the kickoff party has started.
A lot of
So-
love in that room last night there, Joe.
All right, that's fantastic. All right, the National Weather Service has confirmed what we already knew because it always takes them a little while. We had tornadoes again in the
Yeah, oh,
state
yeah.
of Rhode Island.
Well, we had
Touchdown.
tornadoes then.
Right, touchdown in Gloucester, touchdown in Lincoln, just brushed over the other
And
towns.
Foster,
And
Killingly,
yeah.
Connecticut,
And
North Attleboro.
It's
Yeah.
funny how they jump. We're down in Lincoln, then we're up going over Cumberland, back down in North Attleboro.
Yeah.
Wow.
But Cumberland still got pegged because of the rain.
Oh yeah, the Manville Hill
Washed
Road.
out the underpinnings of Manville Hill Road. Yeah.
Yeah. So they got their stuff to do. Lincoln's got to replace their press box at the high school, which
Right.
fell over.
Literally turned upside down. I mean, my gosh,
Crashed,
It was
so-
wild.
There's a
Yep.
picture of it, by the way, on today's call if people are interested in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
And
see it
you see the
falling over.
fencing that's there, vertical fencing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that was on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gives you an idea how it went nose down on it was up on stilts. See, because the field is down a hill from the school, and they level off the parking lot, and right adjacent to the parking lot is the entrance and the footings for the press box, and then of course the hill is still going down like a big amphitheater. So the front of the press box closest to the field has to be put up on stilts. It's the stilts that failed, and when it got a 100-mile-an-hour push from the other side, over it went.
So when the mayor was here yesterday, I explained this because you're redoing Cass Park and you want to put the high school football field over there. Make sure this press box is sturdy enough. You don't want to have to go do what's going on over there in Lincoln. She's like, "What happened in Lincoln?" I said, "The press box fell over." Oh my God.
The entire- yeah.
Okay, we'll have to secure that, won't we?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, please, please, please do.
Tie it down.
All right, the
Crazy
other
weather.
Yeah, before we have to take a break, the other big news came out of Boston yesterday is the chief baseball officer Chaim Bloom was fired by the Boston Red Sox.
That's
I-
Chaim.
Chaim, yeah. I told Dave if I get a call from the Red Sox, I might have to go for an interview. And then he said, "Would you really want that job?" Absolutely not. Oh my gosh, the pressure on that job is
Well, it's just
incredible.
it's just a temp job. It's like a manager.
Well, if you're not great at it, you're gone, and you got 2, 3, maybe 4 years to get good. And as I explained to Dave, I said he did half his job good, and he built up the farm system,
Right.
which is doing great.
And he
But-
said he was going to do that.
That's right. However, the Boston Red Sox, second year in a row, they might end up in last place, and they're like they pound the table. What,
And
what do you mean we're in last
No
place?
playoffs. No playoffs to the Red Sox
Yeah,
this year.
it's driving
Are
them
they
crazy.
mathematically eliminated?
Not yet.
Yeah,
Not
they're-
yet, but soon.
They're mentally eliminated.
Well, they split a doubleheader yesterday with the Yankees, who are also in last place.
Right.
So they're basically still tied for last place. So have they checked out? Now that they fired the baseball operations, that might be the trigger right there. The owners, John Henry and the other guy, saying, well, we're going nowhere for the rest of this season, so let's get rid of this guy, start looking for somebody else in the team. Well, just finish out the season.
Before
and we'll be
everybody's
done.
looking for somebody else, we'll start looking first.
First, yeah, that's right.
Pick of the crop.
All
That's
right.
why they didn't let the guy finish out the season. They want to replace him faster.
Well, we want to be the first to be looking for someone new.
Right.
You're right. All right. The other big news story yesterday was also out of the sports world. Aaron Rodgers had surgery on his Achilles. He put on Instagram there with a thumbs up afterwards. It said it went very well, his doctor says this is not a career-ending injury, and he's 39, almost 40.
Mm-hmm.
He's thinking he might come back next year in 2024. We'll see. We'll see how his rehab goes. All right, break time here at Coffee and. So, Dave, can we have a second quick message from the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce?
We can, Joe. Simply ask and you'll receive.
All right, I'm asking.
Or make a phone call to 334-1000 and you'll receive all the information you need to know about the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, their advocacy, and their leadership, and, of course, their instructional and social, that's what I was looking for, social activities that help you build your business, no matter whether it's a tiny, tiny little doing it in the kitchen or the den at the end of the day, or if it's something that's really taken its roots and now is going to be in its own freestanding building and everything else. The Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce can help. I'm a proud member. I think you should be too. 334-1000, call after 9.
Thanks, Dave. More Coffee Ants coming up. Stay tuned.
This is Ed Carew of the Carew Investment Group, 765-8880, with some simple advice about investing. The truth is, there is no simple advice about investing. The old days of financial uptrends and downtrends, lasting for days, weeks, and months or longer, are gone. Sometimes trends last only part of a day before changing direction. Investing is not an activity for those who cannot take the time to study and see each twist and turn for the opportunity that it truly presents. Since 1987, I've seen them all, and I'll invest your money the same way I invest for myself. Carefully, very carefully. And it won't cost you a nickel to talk about it with me. So call me, Ed Carew, at 765-8880 right here in Woonsocket. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Hi, everybody. This is Bill Schneck with the Autumn Fest Steering Committee. Autumn Fest 2023 is almost here, and I am very excited to announce that the 2023 Autumn Fest raffle calendars are now available here at this radio station, WOON AM and FM radio, 985 Park Avenue. The Autumn Fest raffle calendars are still $10 each, and this year the total prize value is over $12,000, our highest ever. During the month of November, a drawing will be held every day. If your name is drawn and you win that day, your name will go back into the daily drawing, so you could have multiple chances to win. The calendars will also be available to purchase during our 45th Autumn Fest celebration being held this Columbus Day weekend, October 7th, 8th, and 9th at World War II Veterans Memorial Park on Social Street here in Woonsocket. Calendars will also be available with any members of the Autumn Fest Steering Committee. All proceeds from the sale of the Autumn Fest raffle calendars will be used to offset expenses incurred during the Autumn Fest weekend. I look forward to seeing you, your families, and friends this Columbus Day weekend down at Autumn Fest. Thank you for your continued support over the last 45 years.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
ON, AM, and FM.
It is Coffee and here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan. I'm being joined by Melissa Murray and Dave Richards. And at the Coffee and table is a gentleman by the name of Pete Royce. Good morning to you,
There's
Pete.
Pete Royce.
Hey, hi, folks. Good to be here.
Dave, tell us why Pete's here.
Well, Joe, I asked Pete to come on today because he's been engaged all summer long in a very, very nice project that we admired so much that we wanted to make it part of our offerings on the internet. Now, as luck and time and business and everything will have it, it's not quite ready. But I said, Pete, come on and talk to him about it anyway. We'll have you on again when it's ready to go. So you can't really watch this on the website right now. But if you are one of our many listeners up in Massachusetts, you can pick it up on your pay cable TV sets when it goes up. It's called Bowling for Scholars. Pete, this was your idea, wasn't it?
It was, Dave, and I did it for two reasons. Number one, to bring back the nostalgia of candlepin bowling, which was invented in Worcester, by the way.
Yeah.
It had a great run in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and now it's kind of gone down. I want to bring back that nostalgia, and I also want to give back to the community. And we have a very special way in which we do that.
You have to understand something, folks, that candlepin bowling is like the difference between the American League and the National League. The rules are almost the same, but different enough to make it a very exciting game, and I think it's the best kind of bowling. I never got the hang of the 10-pin, even the duck pin, but I have been a candlepin bowler since I was a little tyke. And it's because you can use the deadwood, the candle pins that fall down. You don't clear them after every ball. And you can use the ones that are laying down to take down the other ones. It's a game of strategy more than the other two. And I like it better.
You know, it was very popular, and it still is in some circles.
Yeah.
But the thing about, the deadwood is that it creates so many different angles where the ball can ricochet all over the place,
Sure.
and it's all in play.
And it can get in the way of you getting your shot,
It
too.
can also be a barrier as well.
Yeah.
So it's a great game. I grew up every Saturday morning. This was appointment TV for me.
Yeah.
12 noon, Channel 5. It was called Fun for All Ages.
Yeah.
And it was one of the sports writers in Worcester, Bill Ballou, who I know Joe knows, he told me that at one point candlepin bowling was more popular than the Boston Red Sox, Boston Bruins, and Boston
Right.
Celtics.
Combined?
Probably combined. Yeah, I think he
But
made
it
that
got better
comment.
ratings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it was a good show that was on at just the right time to be watched.
Yep.
And it was on the same time
yep.
to be watched. And it was something that they had good announcers on there.
They did.
You have an excellent announcer on your show. I know him. He's a real professional.
Would it be Pete?
It would be Pete.
Oh,
yeah.
there you go.
Thank you.
And tell us more about the places that you've gone, because people may see we're talking a lot to a lot of people in Rhode Island,
Yeah.
where candlepin was never took off the way that it did in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And I suppose maybe it's because I was born in Webster and I had family in Webster, and there's a candlepin bowling place right there.
Mohegan Bowl.
There you go, right next to the lake and Lake Street. Because of that, I got a chance to be exposed to that kind of bowling. Denise was in the league 10-pin here in Woonsocket stuff. I never got it. I said, well, yeah, but you take the pins away, and what do you do?
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't want to belabor that. I just want to say that we understand that some people don't get that, but I think when you watch it, you're going to have now of course in these enlightened days, it's not the same on the over-the-air TV stations, but you put together a program where you can actually see it, and it does good for the community. Tell everybody about that.
Well, we started with 2 stations, Bellingham and Mendon. We're now up to 9 television stations that
Right.
air the show. If we come on with ON Worldwide, we'll have our 3rd internet site broadcasting the
go.
show.
Right.
And so it's grown. And what we do is we solicit area organizations to make a contribution, not for the show. The whole show is I'm volunteer.
Yeah.
This is my give back in my retirement years to a profession, sportscasting, that's been very kind to me. So what we do, we have 2 bowlers on that they are obtained through a bowling alley association that our proprietor, Spare Time Bowling out of Whitensville, Mass.
Right.
Proprietor Mark Moon.
That's where the first show was, right?
That's where all the shows are.
Oh, are they really?
All
Okay.
the shows are from Spare Time in Whitensville. It's a historic village in the town of Northbridge, but it's a very historic village. And so he gets the bowlers through an association of bowling alleys, and we have one show, 2 male adults, the next show 2 women adults, next show 2 teens, and we cycle through for 12 weeks. And then on the 13th week, we have celebrity bowling. And I have a great celebrity lined up because we're coming up quickly to our 13th show. And I'll tell you about that in a moment. But I also want to tell you about the main part of the show is that the winning bowlers do not get any money. They get to award a scholarship to the private school of their choice.
There you
Oh,
go.
terrific.
And so on the last show, we awarded our $2,000 in scholarship money.
Nice.
Now, this doesn't go. You could send it if you want. It's the bowler's choice. You could give it to Harvard if you want. But you know who they give it to?
A public school or something like
You
that?
can't give it to public schools because they don't
can't?
need a tuition. This is a scholarship. They
Oh,
don't
I
need.
see,
They
I
don't need
see.
tuition assistance. They give it to child care centers.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
had one group in Medway, Good Shepherd Nursery School. She came to me. We gave her a check for $500. She said, "You know, Pete, without this, this is a goosebump moment for me. Without this, some of our parents could not afford bringing their kids here.
Yeah.
That's why I do the show."
That's
And so
nice.
every year, every week, the bowlers choose which charity they want. We've had some great ones. We had one do an autistic center in Maine. We had bowlers from Manchester, New Hampshire. It's growing, and so I'm very excited to have you on. It's 3 strings of open bowling. The same format is fun for all ages. 3 strings, total pinfall. Determines the winner, and that winner gets to award a check. And we make the presentation on TV. We have one of those big check things,
Oh,
those
sure,
big
sure,
signs.
sure,
We give it, and they're so proud of it. And one bowler, he lost, and he said, "I was so terrible that I let my school down. I'm going to give you $1 to your charity for every pin that I knocked down." And so he gave us a
Oh,
check for
isn't that
several
nice?
$100s, and that's why I do it.
Well,
that's why I
sometimes
do
you
the
don't
show.
have your stuff that day.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the pins don't fall right for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
I
Well,
usually
this
blame
is
the
a wa-
lane.
What's that?
I usually blame the lane.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, he was slipping a little bit.
That's right.
It could be, yeah.
Who oiled this? Come on.
but this is a wonderful idea that you've put together. You're saying you're about to shoot your 13th show?
Well, that's coming up. I think
Yeah.
we're on show 9 next Thursday.
Okay, all right.
Show 9 next Thursday, but we'll cycle
Do you
through.
allow people to come in and watch you?
Yes, they
record
do.
them?
And everybody who watches gets a certificate for a free game of bowling.
Isn't that nice?
Yep,
Great.
yep.
Now this is in Whitensville. It's just over the hill from here.
Just over the hill, just on the Northbridge. It's in Northbridge. It's a village on Church Street, right on the main street.
so take Route 122 and
Bang, you're right there.
Right.
Yeah, just down.
and so and it's Thursday. What time do you shoot?
So we're shooting this Thursday. So this Thursday will be 6 o'clock.
So this will be the 21st.
Yep, exactly.
6 o'clock.
6
you shoot.
o'clock at Spare Time Recreation. It's a very neat facility. Mark Brun.
Is that right on 122? Or
No,
is
it's
it
on
the side
Church Street.
Church Street.
Church
in
Street,
Whitensville.
right opposite St. Patrick's Church, right across the street. Obviously, Church
whiz,
Street.
yes.
Yeah. So,
Who do you got for celebrities?
so we have a show coming up on October 17th. This is going to be a tremendous match. We have the pastor of St. Brendan's Parish in Bellingham, Father David Mullen, against the pastor of St. Mary's Church in Uxbridge, where they just built that new Rett Center dedicated to that woman who died in the tragic accident in Florida from Holy Cross.
Right.
And so they'll be bowling. I'm calling it Holy Rollers
Holy
Night.
Rollers, yes.
That's great.
And so we're going to have the students. They each have Father Nick D. Simone from St. Mary's of Uxbridge has chosen his school attached to the parish, Our Lady of the Valley School,
Sure.
and Father Mullen has chosen Sparhawk Academy of Millis.
No
and
kidding.
they're going to be inviting their students to come. And,
Cheer 'em on.
and their parishioners will be coming. It's going to be a real holy event. It's going to be Tuesday, October 17th at 3:30. Everybody's invited to come down and watch.
That's the celebrity one.
That's the celebrity one. And, I was talking to Father Mullen. He said, "Look, I'm not an epic bowler," he said, "but my charity, Sparhawk Academy, is an epic school." And so we're building the interest. It's just going to be a blast.
How'd you get this idea, Pete?
Because I grew up in Worcester. Every 12 noon on Saturday, my
okay.
brother and I would walk up to Coney Island, you know what
Hot
that
dogs,
is,
yeah.
and get 2 hot dogs, come home and watch
the
bowling.
bowling.
And so I said it was so nice that I wanted to recreate it, and I also wanted to do something.
I
Pla-
can tell you have recreated it
Yeah,
because
thanks.
the program, because I've had a chance to take a look at them as we're now preparing them for posting. But the production values are great.
Yeah.
It reminds me so much of what Channel 5 used to do, and the spirit is great. Now you have people out there who are bowling like this. There's none of the WWF, which was on the UHF channel when you were watching bowling.
Yeah.
There's none of that stuff going on at the. It's all ladies and gentlemen who are out there trying to do something good for the community, for schools that they really appreciate. And we appreciate you for putting this together, Pete. Lots of good luck on it. We'll start seeing them come up on the website next week. We're going to have you record a little promo for all that stuff. I'm going to have you back on so we can
Thanks
comment
a
on
lot.
it.
And just as a parting thing, I have a free string of bowling for spare time recreation for all of you.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I'll have to
Mark
challenge,
Mark
I'll have
Moon
to
is a
challenge Melissa and
Yeah,
Joe.
if you have any suggestions for celebrities, that would be great. I'm trying to get some people who get their whole organizations
Doesn't
behind
Dale
them.
Arnold live in Bellingham?
He does still live in
Okay,
Birmingham,
that would be
yes.
great.
Now,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Don't know how to get a hold of him, but
You
that's
know who
where
I
he
was
is.
thinking of? Somebody from Channel 5 to say, look, we've recreated your show. In fact, every show I pay tribute in the show to Don Gillis and Jim Britt, who were the original announcers on Channel 5. If I could get like Ed Harding against Maria Stefanos, that would be terrific.
Well, that'd be nice, I suppose.
We'll try to get a hold of Mike Lynch because he's semi-retired, so
Okay.
he might be able to do
yeah,
something
yeah,
for you.
that would be great. Yeah, thanks.
Sports
If
guy over
anybody
Channel
can do
5.
it, Pete Royce can do it. Pete Royce, everybody. Really nice.
All right,
Thanks for
Thanks a
coming
lot.
by.
Thanks
Thanks for
coming in,
having
Pete.
me on.
Appreciate
Lots of
it.
good
Yeah,
luck with
take
Bowling
care.
for Scholars.
All right, time for a break, and it's time for the forecast being brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation.
Partly sunny skies today with a high of 68 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 58. Saturday's weather, breezy from the northwest, mostly cloudy skies, a high of 70. Sunday, sunshine and 77. Monday, partly sunny and 72. Tuesday, sunshine and 74. Wednesday, sunshine and 73. And next Thursday, sunshine and 73 degrees.
Currently outside the Navigate Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, we've got cloudy skies with 60 degrees. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something they take, well, personally. Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't. Because helping you get coverage you want with savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, two locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. One telephone number, 765-5000. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Whether you order the house specials or new entrees, you'll enjoy your meal at George's Restaurant, where everything is prepared with care. For breakfast, how about a fromage à trois omelet with American, cheddar, and Swiss? Or the spring omelet with spinach and tomato? George's Restaurant now has a steak, spinach, and cheddar wrap and baked haddock on Thursday and Friday. New entrees are house favorites like meatloaf or American chop suey with garlic bread. Enjoy them often at George's Restaurant, 793 Harris Avenue, Woonsocket. Takeout's welcome.
Call George's Restaurant at 769-1036 for takeout.
Here's what's coming up next. Greatest Hits USA.
Hey, this is Chuck Matthews on Greatest Hits USA. And coming up this weekend, we're going to answer the following questions. Who got an idea while landing at an airport? What singer saw a Broadway show 8 times? And who had the #1 record this week in 1971? Find out. Turn it up this weekend right here.
Greatest Hits USA.
This portion of the Coffee and program is sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
The Valley Breeze has been a local news leader since its founding in 1996, and more people are reading our stories today than ever before. We believe our mission of making our community stronger by telling their stories is not just a tagline, but a way of life for our staff as they connect with you, our loyal readers and advertisers. Our team thanks you for always reading, always reaching out, and always helping toward our shared vision. Check out any of our 5 editions or visit valleybreeze.com for more.
Alrighty, it is Coffee and on ON. This is Joe Callahan with Dave Richards, Melissa Murray, and now we're being joined at the Coffee and table by Rich Shalane from Post 85. How are you, Rich?
Good morning, everyone. Doing well, thank you.
Excellent. What's up at the Post?
Let's see what's up at the Post. Well, real quick, tomorrow, in fact, tonight, we're doing a Beer and Dynamite fundraiser down at the Post for a nurse, and I don't know her name, and maybe they don't want it out there, from Landmark Medical Center. I guess she has terminal cancer, so they're doing a Beer and Dynamite fundraiser. I see Melissa. So you must know about this a little bit, right?
But
You don't?
I think
Okay.
it's really a lovely gesture.
Yeah, so that's happening tonight. I would imagine, I haven't got the time frame on it, but I imagine it's all going to start right around 6, 7 o'clock sometime tonight. So you can drop by the Post and really help somebody out. Tomorrow, Saturday, we see the weather's going to maybe not be that wet, so we might be all set.
No, it's going to be fine.
We're doing the John Blaine bike run. This is the 4th annual bike run that we sponsor down there. For John Blaine. John Blaine was a young man that was killed in a motorcycle accident back in 2020 right up here in Diamond Hill Road, right up by Walnut Hill Plaza. So this is the 4th annual, so we're going to be having that bike run tomorrow during the day. I mean, it's an all-day festivity type of thing, and the band Sundance will be performing later on in the afternoon. They donate their time, so come on down, support another great cause. And then on Sunday, we have, and I think you have a guest waiting on the radio here, we have the Boobification fundraiser. And I'll let the lady that's coming on the air explain
This
what
is
that's
Alicia
all about.
Mello, Rich. Alicia Mello.
Yeah.
Hi,
Hello,
Alicia.
Alicia. Welcome to the Coffee and Panel. There's Joe and Dave and Melissa, and of course, Rich just introduced you.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having us on. I work with Boobification on Healing with Inc., and we have our 3rd annual Mental Health Day for Family and Friends on Sunday. It's going to be a great time. Our organization, we mainly work with breast cancer survivors to work on mental health healing. Now, this event on Sunday is for everybody, not just a survivor, but if you are a breast cancer survivor, we want you to come down. We want to meet you, get to know you, tell you about what we offer, what we do, and just have a fun time, get to do a lot of different stuff. For example, we have food trucks happening on Sunday. We have a kids section. We have appreciation bags that we're going to be giving out to anyone that is a nurse or CNA. So if you know anyone, have them come down and get a little thank you from us. The kids, we have a small Halloween bag that we're giving out to the kids with a winter hat and gloves. Moana is going to be here to say hi from 10 to 12. So if you got any kids that love Moana, come on down and say hi. We did just want to thank our sponsors, because without them, we can't do what we do. So we wanted to thank the Woonsocket Rotary Club, Joshua Rogers in memory of Poppy Liz Montalvo, Jim's Auto Body, Dan's Martial Arts Center, Coastal One Credit Union, Loverly Photography, The Art Den, Beautiful Ink Tattoo and Permanent Makeup, Renee Lee Studio, of course, the American Legion Post 85 for letting us have our event there, the Getaway Rock Band, DNA Recording, Production and Promotion, Cass and Oil Company, Brothers Disposal, Johnny C's Roofing Company, Senior Chief Scott DeCoste Memorial Scholarship, Fatima DZL Realtor at Premier Real Estate, Hearts with Hope, Councilman Garrett Monsieri, the Stellar Squad, Ruined Manufacturing, and Michael Pete, makeup artist and educator. So again, thank you to all of our sponsors. We have a pampering section, excuse me, for anyone that is a breast cancer survivor. Anything in the pampering section is free. If you're not a survivor, there is a small fee for the services. But we have spiritual counselor Erin O'Donnell doing Reiki. Colleen Marie is doing angel cards. We have Caitlin, who's the owner of Loverly Photography. She's going to be doing photos. Polish with Laura in College Street is going to be doing nails. For massage, we have Tom Brennan, owner of Positive Touch Respite Spa. Stacy Bean, hashtag Mrs. Flick-the-Bean from Athena's, will be doing some massages. We have Michael Pete, professional makeup artist and educator for makeup and hair. We have Alistair Campbell, who's a freelance artist, and Tori Carlo, who is also a freelance artist.
You're going to be able to fit all that in there? I mean, Post 85 has got a big, beautiful place. You're going to be able to fit all that there?
Yeah,
Oh, we
us,
will.
yeah.
We have more than enough space to fit everything in.
Great.
And then just for real quick about the schedule. So 10 a.m. is when we open. That's our opening ceremony. At 11, Rondu's Kickboxing is going to do a kids demo. Really fun, definitely for the kids to come and have fun with that. Dan's Martial Arts Center at 11:45 is going to do a kids demo. And at 12:30, we have some survivors that are going to be sharing about their journey. We really love having survivors tell us about their journey and hear what they've gone through, because it's kind of eye-opening for some people to know what others have gone through. So we definitely love hearing from survivors. At 1 o'clock, we have Hula Hoop with Talia Gold. Really fun. Love watching her. At 1:45, we have Dance with Catherine. At 2:30, we have the 180 group. At 3 p.m. is when we're going to be saying who all of our raffle and 50/50 winners are. We have a lot of cool prizes this year. And at 4 p.m., we have the Getaway Rock Band. So at 4 p.m. is kind of when the adults get to relax and the adults get to rock out with the band. And then at 5:45 is our closing ceremony. So overall, it's going to be a really fun event. We have, I believe, 2 to 3 different food trucks going on. One of them is Burrito Bowl. We have another person doing hot dogs, hamburgers, and of course I'm forgetting her name right now. I apologize. And then it's just overall going to be a really fun time. So we want everybody to come and support us and just have a beautiful day on Sunday.
Excellent, excellent. Thanks so much, dear.
Alicia, what's the name
You're
of
welcome.
what's the name of the baby that you have right there?
Oh, my little guy's name is Benjamin. You heard him in the background.
I can hear him cooing in the background. Yes, I can.
Hi, Benjamin. Everybody say hi, Benjamin.
Hi, Benjamin. All right. So this event at Post 85 is this Sunday, September 17th for Boobification, 10 a.m. to basically 6 p.m. So best of luck with this event.
Thank you guys so much for having us.
All right,
Okay,
take
Alicia.
care.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And Rich, you want to continue on with what's going on there?
Well, yeah, just to piggyback off Alicia there, I had the pleasure of meeting Tricia Parento. She's the, I guess, chief cook and bottle washer, president of the Boobification organization.
She's been here on the show before?
Yeah, I met her about 5 years ago, and I mean, just a wonderful lady. And as you can tell by their schedule of events on Sunday, this ain't no group to joke about. They're very professional in what they do, and for what they do for ladies with breast cancer and breast cancer survivors is just phenomenal. I highly suggest that people go down there on Sunday and support them. It is a fantastic group, and I'm so happy and to see them doing well. And I've always felt that as a veterans organization, we not only ask for help for our veterans, but I think it's really important that we show that we support the community. And I think it's just a twofold thing today. And like I said, I'm just real happy to have them down the place.
All right.
But as far as what else is going on, well, we had the hall dedication last Sunday, which
So nice.
yes, Senator Murray was down there. Melissa, thanks for showing up. I was emceeing it, and I didn't see you right before it started. And of course, while I'm emceeing it, I'm trying to look out in the crowd, and you must have been hiding in the background somewhere.
No, she was just standing right there.
I was standing.
Everyone else was taller. So.
No, I literally was standing.
I wasn't going to say that, but no, thank you for showing up to that, and you always, Melissa, you always support the veterans group, so I really want to thank you for showing up.
pleasure.
But we had a wonderful, wonderful day. I'd say, what do
Yeah.
you say, Melissa, about 100 people in there?
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah. And the
Yep.
hall looks so nice. It really is just, I mean, looks great.
Well, thank you, and that was just what. You know, it's like I said, you know, maybe 7, 8, 9 years ago, we couldn't pull something like this off. And it wasn't I didn't mean to be demeaning at all toward the post, but the facility just did not look
It was dated.
dated.
Yeah.
That's the polite, see, I don't know polite words like that.
I'm trying to be diplomatic.
It was
No.
definitely dated. Well,
Yeah.
now that we've quote unquote updated it, we're very proud to be able to do something like that, to go from where we were to be able to welcome people to our facility to do an actual a hall dedication to a real hero, World War II veteran, Bill Reynolds, and to have people show up. And, just celebrate with us. It was awesome. His son Ed, Bill's son Ed, was there and ran down a little litany of what his dad did. And you know what I did find out afterwards? And we were trying to research this so bad about Bill before we had the ceremony, and I wanted to put factual information out, not hearsay. And I believe we factually found out that Bill was a member of the famed Red Ball Express in World War II. That it was General Patton had a motor transportation company that would deliver ordnances to the troops through France and Belgium and Germany. And Bill was part of that. And the reason we found out, and this is what makes us kind of certain, is because Bill's son Ed told me that his father had a small tattoo of a red ball on his arm.
Yeah.
Good.
So, and when he explained what the tattoo looked like, I looked at the emblem for the Red Ball Express, and it matches the tattoo. So, there you go. So I wish I had known. That's something I wanted to bring up. So I'm happy I'm able to bring it up at least on the air. But what a wonderful day, and there's all sorts of other things that are being planned up there. I think I had mentioned it last week. We finally got the bronze plates to go on some of the big cement stanchions we have up there. So I talked to the commander. We're having our meetings tomorrow at the post, and I think we're looking at Veterans Day to do an unveiling. So, but as soon as we can get all the details down, I'll be on the air with you folks, and I'll let everybody know how we're going to do that. But yeah, that's we're trying to we're wrapping up the season a little bit. But like I said earlier, we got these things coming up this weekend. So come on down and support the post. And if you haven't been down there to visit, please do. And matter of fact, if you want to come down this morning, as soon as I leave the radio station, I'll be up to the memorial mowing the lawn. So come on by and say hi.
All right there, Rich. Thank you. And time to take another break. And this portion of Coffee has been sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
The Valley Breeze has been a local news leader since its founding in 1996, and more people are reading our stories today than ever before. We believe our mission of making our community stronger by telling their stories is not just a tagline, but a way of life for our staff as they connect with you, our loyal readers and advertisers. Our team thanks you for always reading, always reaching out, and always helping toward our shared vision. Check out any of our 5 editions or visit valleybreeze.com for more.
I love our Rhode Island shoreline, but our location makes us vulnerable to hurricanes and tropical storms. It's important to be prepared as best we can before the storm hits. You can help by knowing your risks, getting flood insurance, and being familiar with your evacuation route. Let's all do our part to be hurricane strong. The steps we take today can help minimize damage tomorrow. Learn more at riema.ri.gov.
Brought to you by Governor Dan McKee and the Rhode Island Broadcasters Association.
Hi, everybody. This is Bill Schneck with the Autumn Fest Steering Committee. Autumn Fest 2023 is almost here, and I am very excited to announce that the 2023 Autumn Fest raffle calendars are now available here at this radio station, WOON AM and FM radio, 985 Park Avenue. The Autumn Fest raffle calendars are still $10 each, and this year the total prize value is over $12,000, our highest ever. During the month of November, a drawing will be held every day. If your name is drawn and you win that day, your name will go back into the daily drawing so you could have multiple chances to win. The calendars will also be available to purchase during our 45th Autumn Fest celebration being held this Columbus Day weekend, October 7th, 8th, and 9th at World War II Veterans Memorial Park on Social Street here in Woonsocket. Calendars will also be available with any members of the Autumn Fest Steering Committee. All proceeds from the sale of the Autumn Fest raffle calendars will be used to offset expenses incurred during the Autumn Fest weekend. I look forward to seeing you, your families, and friends this Columbus Day weekend down at Autumn Fest. Thank you for your continued support over the last 45 years.
Today's the day to nominate the best of the Blackstone Valley.com.
It's Coffee and on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan here with Rich Lane from Post 85, Melissa Murray, Dave Richards, and we're being joined on the phone right now by Elizabeth Featherston from the Great Pumpkin Festival, right?
North Smithfield.
North Smithfield. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, how are you guys doing this morning?
I think we're doing okay. And how are you?
Elizabeth, I got your letter. I
Your
didn't see it
email.
till this morning. Yeah, I got it this morning, And you guys had to make a big decision yesterday, and everybody's got to know about this. And we've already talked about it on the radio, so sorry that we kind of like we scooped you. But I said more people have to hear about it. So we've been talking about it since 6 o'clock this morning, that you have to move the date because of a myriad of concerns.
Our biggest concern is the wind.
The wind,
Really,
yep.
they're projecting winds of anywhere between 40 to 50 miles an hour between the Cape and here, and nobody's being really specific, as they can't be with weather. It,
Mm-hmm.
you know, changes, you know, by the hour here in New England. And as you know, we have hot air balloons, and we have bounce houses, and we have tents and canopies, and to avoid any accidents or anybody
And
getting
the
hurt.
biggest American flag you ever saw, Joe.
Yes, yes. So for all those reasons, we've moved the date from Saturday to Sunday. Other than COVID, we have never had to make a change to the Pumpkin Fest due to weather. We've had, during the hours of the Pumpkin Fest, we have always had sunny weather, maybe a little bit of misty rain here or there for a few minutes, but we've been very, very lucky over the past 16 years.
Yeah, and now
So-
people have to understand. There's a couple of things that you mentioned in your letter that Pumpkin Fest could have gone on, but it could have been disrupted by the winds, which was your major concern. It was also going to be a cloudy day, but rain really, as it's turning out, rain is not going to be a big factor tomorrow. But the winds, they can't say you're not going to have at least 40-mile-an-hour winds. So
Right.
seeing that, you know what that's going to do to a pop-up tent. And you've got maybe,
Correct.
80 or 100 pop-up tents out there on the grounds?
Well, we have 130.
130. See, there you go. So anyway, that's a big concern. And if people's tents are coming down, then everything else can go wrong too. So, and it's no fun for people, and you want it to be fun. Now, then,
Correct.
when you look at the weather forecast for Sunday, which is sunny and 77, wow,
Nice.
there's a decision, right?
Like I said, weather in New England changes on a dime.
That's right, it does. Now, there's one other thing that you mentioned in your communication to us all, which was very well worded, Elizabeth, that we've been telling people, is that on Saturday, we pretty much had the place to ourselves for the Pumpkin Fest. On Sunday, we're sharing because the upper football field has a youth football tournament going on, which means you have to get inventive on the parking department, right?
Correct. So that's why the Pumpkin Fest Committee was deliberating late into the night and calling in all the strings that we had. And we've made arrangements for shuttle buses to go from North Smithfield Elementary School to what we all here in North Smithfield call the bus loop between the middle school and the high school.
Right.
Anyone who partakes of the shuttle going back and forth, which will start at 10:30 and go until 5:30, will get free admission for all of people in their parties for the Pumpkin Festival.
Right. Now, is there a particular time schedule for it? It's just going to keep going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So there's always one
Correct.
coming.
Well, right. There'll be one at each location, and they'll talk back and forth to each other, and they'll just go back and forth all day long.
Well, that's a good way of setting it up. That's really nice. So at first, there will be parking right around there. There's no question about it, but it may not be enough to support all the patrons for the festival. So you've opened up the elementary school parking lot. So park over there. There'll always be a bus coming and going, and right up until 5:30. And you go till 5 o'clock, so 5:30 for the buses seems completely appropriate. And I think you said something else too. If you take the buses, you're going to waive the admission.
Correct. If you take the shuttle bus, we will waive the admission fee, which is $2 per person.
There you go.
There will definitely still be handicap parking in the same location we always have it in the bus loop. So if you have a handicap placard, you can come to our handicap space.
Now that we've done that, can we just take 2 minutes to talk about what's going to be there on Sunday, starting at 10 and going till 5?
Yes. And my hope is that everyone who has registered for Saturday can come on Sunday. So I apologize if I mention something and it's not, we
Well,
haven't.
yeah, well, don't worry about that. That's understood
No.
there, because not everybody
But-
can make a change like that. Yeah, I get it.
But we have entertainment. We will have Bobo the Clown. We will have rock and roll RC race cars.
Well, that's
Bounce
popular.
houses. We have Gaga Ball. We have a Boy Scout BB inflatable with registered trainers that will be on site. We have, we'll have our sandbox. The headquarters table got all brand new keychains again this year, so I'm very excited to pass out keychains and candy.
And food, too, right, Elizabeth? Food.
Yes, food. We have clam chowder and clam cakes. We have smoothies. We have French crepes. We have apple dumplings and ice cream topping. We have all the baked goods you can think of. We have Dells. We have lemonade. We have empanadas. We have hamburgers and hot dogs and French fries with toppings. We have cheeseburgers, hamburgers.
Plus something you don't
We
get
have-
everywhere, a nice place to sit down and eat it all, too,
Yes,
with the
we do.
entertainment
We have
going on.
covered. You don't have to worry about the sun because thanks to Landmark, they donated hospitality tents for us last year, and of course we took very good care of them, and we'll be using them again this year. So you'll have tables and chairs in front of the entertainment to be able to sit and eat your lunch out of the sun, but enjoy this weather.
That's
the
nice.
dark.
Elizabeth, I'm sorry that we're running out of time, but I'm being asked, and I want to ask you, what's the progress with the trebuchet? We know that it suffered a catastrophic breakdown and is being worked on, but medieval craftsmen are hard to come by. So what
This
is the
is
deal
true.
with the trebuchet?
I am still looking for a certified medieval craftsman to step forward and
Wow.
take on the full repair of that project. The Pumpkin Fest has offered to pay for all of the materials. I just need a free medieval craftsman to put it together.
Well, and if not everybody understands trebuchet, that's the actual name for the device that chucks the pumpkins that would really attracted an awful lot of attention for the first years of the Great Pumpkin Fest. But we wore it out, didn't we?
We did. But Dave, I think that you were always the first in line there.
Not supposed to say that, Elizabeth. That was our secret. All right, so the trebuchet is taking another year off. We've got to do something about that in the off season and get that thing fixed.
Well, maybe
'cause
even
people loved it.
offer shillings. Maybe people will show up if you say, I'm not paying you dollars, I'll pay you in shillings. See if anyone shows up.
There you go.
There's an idea.
It's an idea.
I know some pretty clever people. Maybe we can get them interested in the project.
That would be wonderful.
All right.
And
Well,
we'll say that it was supported by Dave Richards and WON Radio.
No,
Well,
perfect.
thank you. That's nice. No, so thank you very much, Elizabeth. We just to recap, the Great Pumpkin Fest for the first time has to move from Saturday to Sunday. It's better for everybody, and a lot more fun will be had. However, you get there early because parking will be at a premium, but parking is provided for at the elementary school just down the road, and 2 shuttle buses will be going back and forth all day long. You won't wait, you won't lose any time, and it'll be a whole lot shorter of a walk, actually, when you stop and consider it. And if they're using the shuttle bus, then they'll waive the admission charge to encourage people to use the buses, because parking will be at a premium when we're sharing it with the folks up at the football field.
Yes. Thank you so much, and everybody have a nice weekend.
Thank you. We'll
Thanks,
see you
Elizabeth.
Sunday at the Pumpkin Fest, Elizabeth.
See you there.
Okay, bye now. Hey, we just got a few more minutes to go here on the program. I just wanted to bring this up. NASA astronaut Frank Rubio now holds the record for the longest orbit mission by an American.
Oh, yeah.
Rubio passed 355 days on the International Space Station this week. The West Point grad, who's a doctor and a helicopter pilot by training, says he's looking forward to reaching 365 days, 1 year.
Wow.
Rubio is scheduled to return to Earth on September 27th
On
And
the
that'll mean
371st day.
371 days in space. It just makes you wonder, all that time, 1 year,
What it does on the body.
what it does, well, your legs specifically,
Yeah.
because he's not walking
Right.
for a
Well,
year.
yeah, but they have
Well, they do have
bicycles.
treadmills. I
Yeah.
understand that, but what will really happen when he returns to Earth and gravity now is in place?
Well, he's going to gain a lot of weight, really fast. And,
That's true, 'cause
and
there's
all
no-
of his
there's no-
giblets and everything are going to have to get rearranged.
That's right. There's no fast food up there. They don't. They can stop by and get a burger somewhere.
Oh
All
yeah,
right.
those packaged.
Ready to
oh.
MREs? Is that what
Yeah,
they're called, Rich?
right.
Yeah, MREs.
Meals ready to
Meals
eat.
ready to eat.
Every meal for a whole
Delicious,
year.
delicious, aren't they?
Oh, delicious and nutritious. Tastes just like chicken, right?
Even the chicken tastes like chicken.
Yeah.
All right, we got to run, so thank you very much, and we thank all our guests today, and that would be Pete Royce for coming in, talking about the Bowling for Scholars. We thank Alicia talking about the boobification event that is going on at Post 85 on Sunday. We thank Rich Lane for coming in. Thanks, Rich.
Well, thank you. And like I say, we got 3 good events tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. So pop by the Legion anytime. There's probably something going on.
All right, we thank Elizabeth Featherston talking about the Great Pumpkin Festival, which is this Sunday, not Saturday, in North Smithfield. All right, and Melissa, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
And Dave, thanks for showing up as well.
It's been a pleasure.
All right, this is Joe Callahan. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do remember, it's coming up at 9:30 right here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. Well, we've been watching